Ladies and gentlemen, you ever feel like you're juggling a million things? Trying to hold on to everything, trying to keep it all in balance. And for what? To prove something. To show the world you've got it all together. The truth is, we're all just one slip away from losing it all. Control. The illusion of control. Isn't it adorable how we all walk around thinking we've got it? That we're the ones steering the ship, setting the course, deciding where we go, what we do. But let me ask you, when was the last time you really truly had control over something? The last time you had everything neatly lined up, ticking along like some kind of perfect machine. You can't. You never will. That's the joke, isn't it? We're all pretending. We're all actors in this big, absurd performance. And we're all pretending we've got the reins, as if life will bend to our will. But life doesn't care. Life doesn't follow the script. And if you're still buying into that idea that you control it all, well, welcome to the punchline. Because the more you try to hold on, the more you'll realize you can't. You never could. You wake up thinking you have a plan, you've got your day mapped out, your goals lined up, your expectations set. You think today's the day. Today's the day I make things happen. You know, the kind of optimism that blinds you to the chaos lurking right around the corner, ready to strike. And then what happens? A curveball, a tiny little disruption, a missed call, a bad decision, a flippant remark, and suddenly your day's spinning out of control. Your neat little world shattered, your best laid plans torn apart. And what do? You scramble, you panic. You start trying to grasp onto whatever you can. You try to control everything. The people around you, the situation, the circumstances. You push and you pull. You bend and you break, thinking, if I just try harder, if I just control it more, I can fix this. But here's the truth, the harder you grip, the more it slips. The more you force it, the worse it gets. This is the game we play, and we all play it. The more you try to control things, the more you realize just how little you control. It's like trying to grab onto water. You can't. It flows, it goes, it's slippery. You're just left with an empty hand thinking, what happened? I had it all together, didn't I? But in reality, you never had control. You never had the power to make things go exactly the way you wanted them to. You're not the puppet master, you're just another player on the stage in life. Life is the one pulling the strings. You can fight it all you want, but the harder you push, the harder life pulls in the opposite direction. And here's the sick little twist, the more you try to control, the more you start to feel like you're drowning. You start to feel this weight on your shoulders, like the whole world is sitting on your back. And the more you try to jiggle it all, the heavier it gets. You think you're supposed to carry it all. You think you have to fix everything, solve every problem, make every decision. But you can't. It's too much. And that's when the walls start to close in. The air gets thinner, your heart races, and your thoughts become louder and more frantic. I've got to fix this, I've got to fix it now. But no matter how much you try, you can't. Because the reality is, control doesn't exist. And the more you fight it, the more you lose yourself. But here's the punchline, control isn't even real. It's just a figment of our imagination, a little trick we play on ourselves. We tell ourselves that we've got to keep everything under wraps, that we have to keep everything tight and perfect. But that's just the setup for the fall. The truth is, the more you let go, the more you realize that you don't need to control everything. The more you accept that life's not something you can tame or mold, the more you start to breathe. The more you stop fighting it, the more you start to understand it. You realize that you don't have to keep everything locked in place. You don't have to keep pushing and pulling, holding everything together with nothing but your willpower. You're not in control, and that's okay. It's freeing, actually, because when you let go, you stop making life about you. You stop making it about your need to control every little thing. And you start to see that life isn't about bending things to your will. It's about surrender. It's about letting go of the illusion that you've got this whole thing figured out and accepting the chaos, the mess, the unpredictability. Life doesn't care if you've got a plan. Life doesn't care if you're prepared. It doesn't care if you're ready. It's going to do what it's going to do. And the sooner you realize that, the sooner you can stop fighting. The sooner you can stop pretending. The sooner you can stop grasping at straws, trying to control something that's impossible to control. So let go. Let it happen. Stop pretending. The game's over. And the sooner you admit that, the more at peace you'll be. You ever wonder what it feels like to just stop? To just step out of the chaos and say, I'm done trying to make sense of all of this. You know, I've heard people talk about control like it's something they own. Like it's this magical thing they can hold in their hands and command. But let me ask you, have you ever really controlled anything? You think you can. You think you've got the reins, like you're the one pulling the strings. But let me tell you something, there's a twist in this game that nobody talks about. You're not in charge. You never were. Oh, you can try, you can fight it. You can claw your way through life thinking that if you control enough, if you manage enough, if you plan enough, you'll get somewhere. But guess what? You won't. You won't get anywhere because you're busy fooling yourself. Here's the funny thing, everyone's running around acting like they're the ones in charge. We all play this game, don't we? We all run around, checking off our lists, crossing off our to-dos, thinking that the more we manage, the more we handle, the more in control we become. We control our jobs, our relationships, our futures. And if we just keep working, if we keep pushing, if we just try harder, we can control everything. But here's the catch, control is a mirage. It's a trick. It's a joke we play on ourselves to make us feel like we have power. But power, my friend, is something you can't touch. It's not yours to take, no matter how much you want it. Control is just a distraction. It's a way for us to pretend we've got it all figured out, when deep down we know we don't. It's all a big act, really. We tell ourselves that we've got this, that we've got a plan, that we're the ones steering the ship. But then something happens, doesn't it? Something unpredictable. Something you didn't see coming, and suddenly you're no longer in control. Suddenly your life is turned upside down, and all that pretending, all that I've got this nonsense, it falls apart. It shatters. You can't control that. You can't control when life throws you a curveball. You can't control when things don't go your way. You can't even control how you're going to feel when the walls start closing in. And that's the kicker, isn't it? The more you try to control, the more you lose control. The more you think you've got a grip on things, the more everything slips through your fingers. You think you can handle it. You think you can plan your way out of anything. But here's the ugly truth, life isn't about control. Life is about what happens when you stop trying to control everything. Life is about what happens when you realize you can't possibly manage it all, and you just let go. Because when you let go, you stop being consumed by the need to fix everything. You stop running around like a hamster on a wheel just trying to keep up. You stop fighting the current. You stop pretending that you're the one making things happen. And when you stop pretending, when you stop fighting for control, you can breathe. You can finally breathe. The beauty of it is when you let go of control, you stop worrying about what comes next. You stop stressing over every little detail, every little decision, every little thing that could go wrong. Because you know what? It's all going to happen anyway. You can try to control it. You can try to plan for it. You can try to make it perfect. But you won't. Life's not perfect. Life doesn't follow the rules. Life doesn't care about your little plans. Life does what it does. And the sooner you realize that, the sooner you stop trying to control it, the sooner you can just live. You can just exist. You can just be. That's where the freedom is. That's where the real power is. It's not in trying to control every little thing. It's not in trying to plan out every moment of your life. It's not in making everything fit into your neat little boxes. The power is in letting go. It's in accepting that you don't control anything, that you never did, The power is in knowing that you're not the one who's supposed to control it all. Because when you realize that, when you stop fighting it, when you stop trying to force everything to go your way, that's when life starts to flow. That's when the pieces start falling into place. Not because you made them, but because you finally allowed them to fall where they were meant to. You let go of the need to control, and that's when everything starts working itself out. But oh, it's a hard lesson to learn, isn't it? It's a tough pill to swallow. We're so conditioned to think that we're supposed to be in control, that we're supposed to manage everything, that we're supposed to have the answers, that when things start to slip, when we feel out of control, it's terrifying. It's terrifying because we've been taught that control equals safety. But here's the reality: control doesn't equal safety. Control equals stress. It equals anxiety. It equals constant pressure. And that pressure, that's what's slowly choking you. That's what's keeping you from breathing. The real freedom, the real peace, the real joy comes when you stop clutching so tightly. It comes when you let go of the need to manage everything. When you stop pretending that you're in charge. It comes when you let go and realize that you can't control it all. And that's perfectly fine. In fact, it's better that way, so go ahead, stop trying to control. Stop trying to manage. Stop pretending that you've got it all figured out. Life will take care of itself. The universe will take care of itself. And maybe, just maybe, you'll start to realize that the more you let go, the more you go. You ever feel like you're running in circles, trying to control everything, but nothing really ever gets under control? Oh sure, you've got your strategies, you've got your plans, your little routines that you tell yourself will get yourself the day, the week, the year. You look at your calendar, your notes, your to-do lists, and for a brief moment you think you're in control. But deep down, you know better. You know it's all an illusion. A nice little setup to keep you sane for a little while so you can keep up the charade, keep up the act. But here's the thing: life isn't about making everything perfect. Life's not about forcing things into your neat little box of control. It's not about pushing and pulling everything into line. Life is messy, unpredictable, and completely uncontrollable. And that, my friend, is where you've been going wrong. You're out there hustling, grinding, thinking that if you just work hard enough, plan enough, control enough, you'll get it all figured out. But let me tell you something, it's a joke. You're the punchline. Because while you're out there pulling your hair out, trying to make sense of it all, life's laughing at you. Life's throwing curveballs, and you're standing there trying to catch them with a glove that doesn't fit. You're out there, convinced that your way is the only way, your plan is the only plan, but you're just following a script that you wrote yourself, and it's not even a good one. It's a tragedy, my friend. And the worst part is you're the one holding the pen. You can't control it all. You can't control your friends, your family, your job, your relationships, your health, your future. You can't even control your own thoughts sometimes, let alone the universe, but that's okay. That's the truth you don't want to hear, isn't it? You want to believe that if you just try harder, if you just keep pushing, you'll eventually be the one calling the shots. But here's the rub: control isn't yours to take. You're not the one steering the ship. And guess what? You're not meant to be. Control is just an illusion. The tighter you grip it, the more it slips through your fingers. It's like holding onto water, expecting it to stay in your hand. It just doesn't work that way. So what do you do then? Do you just throw your hands up in the air and give up? Do you just stop trying? No, that's not it either. It's not about giving up, it's about letting go. Let go of the need to control every little thing. Let go of the obsession with having everything figured out. Let go of the false sense of power that comes with thinking you have control over your life. Because guess what? When you let go, you free yourself. You free yourself from the constant pressure of managing everything, from the weight of trying to make everything perfect. You stop wasting all that energy trying to bend life to your will. You stop fighting the current and start floating along with it. letting life take you where it's meant to take you. There's a kind of freedom in that, isn't there? You stop trying to control the outcome, and instead you let the outcome find its own way. You stop forcing things to happen and start allowing them to unfold. The universe has its own plans. And the funny thing is, when you stop trying to control it all, things start working out better than you ever imagined. The more you fight against it, the more you lose. But when you stop fighting and surrender to the flow, you'll start to notice things aligning in ways you didn't expect. The pieces just fit, and for once it doesn't feel like you're forcing them into place. But here's where the real trick lies. Letting go doesn't mean being passive. It doesn't mean sitting back and waiting for things to magically fall into place. It means trusting that everything will fall into place when it's supposed to. It's about taking action when it's time, but knowing when to step back and let go of the need to control everything. It's about finding balance, knowing when to push and when to pull back. And that balance, well, that's something you can only find when you stop gripping onto control like it's your only lifeline. Because in reality, it's not. The more you cling to control, the less control you actually have. You ever try to control someone else? Yeah, that's a joke too. You can't control the people around you, no matter how hard you try. You can't make someone change, no matter how much you want them to. You can't force people to do what you think is best for them. The harder you try, the more you push them away. And all that effort, it's a waste. People are going to do what they're going to do, and the more you try to control them, the more you end up controlling nothing at all. The more you try to control others, the more you lose control of yourself. And that's not where the power is it? The power is in letting go of the need to control others, in accepting them for who they are, not who you want them to be. And the same goes for yourself. You can't control your every thought, your every feeling. You can't control your every action. You can try, but let me tell you, you're fighting a losing battle. You're not a robot, you're a human being. And human beings are messy, imperfect, unpredictable. So why not embrace that? Why not stop pretending you have to be perfect, that you have to have it all together all the time? Why not stop pretending that you can control everything and just start living? Because the truth is, you can't control everything. But you can trust that things will work out in the end. When you stop trying to control it all, that's when things start to fall into place. That's when the magic happens. You ever find yourself running around in circles, thinking if you just keep going, you'll hit that magical spot where everything aligns, where everything just clicks into place. You think if I just do this, just do that, then everything will be perfect. You keep looking for that right answer, that perfect moment when everything falls into place. But it never happens, does it? No matter how much you push, no matter how much you plan, it's like trying to build a house of cards in a windstorm. One little thing goes wrong, and the whole thing crumbles. You put in the work, you grind, you fight, and you get tired. You get real tired. And the worst part, it feels like you're losing ground. The more you fight to control everything, the more out of control everything feels. It's like we've all been trained to believe that the harder we try, the more we control, the better things will be. We've been told to hustle, to push, to strive, to more. Do better, they say. Work harder, they scream. But what happens when the harder you work, the further you feel from getting what you want? What happens when you can't just force things to happen no matter how much you wish for them? You see, that's where it gets interesting. That's where you need to stop and think for a second. When everything you've been told to do is just not working, maybe, just maybe it's time to stop trying to control every little thing. Maybe it's time to step back and realize you don't have to be the one pulling all the strings. You don't have to micromanage your life into perfection. Maybe the trick isn't pushing harder, it's letting go. And I know what you're thinking, but if I let go, I'll lose control. I'll lose everything. That's the joke, my friend, you've already lost it. You think you're in control, don't you? You think that if you just hold on to everything tight enough, it'll work out. But the tighter you hold, the more it slips through your fingers. The more you push, the more it pulls away from you. Ever notice how the harder you try to control the people in your life, the further they drift? You try to make them see things your way. You try to shape them into what you want them to be. But all you're doing is driving them further away. They're not puppets on a string. People have minds of their own. They have their own choices to make, their own paths to walk. And no matter how much you try to twist them into your idea of what's best, they're going to do what they would do. You can't force them to change. You can't control them. So why are you trying so hard? Why are you putting so much energy into controlling the uncontrollable? Why are you stressing yourself out trying to control everything around you? Life is messy. It's chaotic. It's unpredictable. And that's the beauty of it. You're not supposed to have every detail figured out. You're not supposed to have a perfect, shiny little box wrapped in a bow. Life doesn't come that way. If you're waiting for everything to be perfect before you can let go, you'll be waiting forever. If you're waiting for the perfect conditions before you can trust the process, you're never going to take the leap. So what are you waiting for? Why are you fighting it? Here's the truth that you're not ready to hear. Sometimes the best thing you can do is stop trying so damn hard. Sometimes the best thing you can do is stop trying to control every aspect of your life and start trusting that the universe, the world, whatever you want to call it, has got your back. You don't need to have all the answers. You don't need to have everything under control. Sometimes you just need to take a step back, breathe, and let things unfold as they will. Because when you keep trying to control everything, you're robbing yourself of the beauty of letting things naturally evolve. You're trying to make everything fit into your little box of what's right instead of allowing things to happen the way they're supposed to. It's hard. It's uncomfortable. But that's the whole point. You're so used to holding on to everything. You're so used to thinking that if you don't control everything, you'll fall apart. But in reality, you're falling apart because you're trying too hard. You're putting yourself under too much pressure, trying to manage every moment, every decision, every conversation. You're trying to control the uncontrollable, and it's wearing you thin. The truth is, when you let go, when you trust the process, you don't have to be the one to carry all the weight. You don't have to solve every problem yourself. You don't have to fix everything. It's not all on your shoulders. But you're not going to find peace, and you're not going to find the freedom you're looking for if you keep clinging to that need for control. You're not going to find joy, and you're not going to find ease if you keep forcing things to happen. Let go. Trust the process. Trust the journey. It's going to be hard. It's going to feel uncomfortable. It's going to make you want to go back to your old ways. But that's where the magic happens. You're not meant to carry everything alone. You're not meant to figure everything out. Life's got a way of working itself out, and when you stop fighting the current, you'll find yourself moving with it instead of against it. You'll find yourself where you need to be when you need to be there, and it'll be better than you could have ever planned. So you thought you had it all figured out, didn't you? You thought you knew exactly how things were supposed to unfold, where they were supposed to go, and what was going to happen at every turn. The control, the power, it's addicting, isn't it? You spend so much time and energy trying to line everything up like little soldiers marching in perfect formation, all in their right places, doing exactly what they're supposed to do. But then, bam, life happens, the unexpected, the unknown. And suddenly, everything you thought you had so neatly figured out falls apart. Funny, right? You spend all that time thinking you can control everything, but really you're just setting yourself up for a mess. A glorious, beautiful mess. Let's get real for a second, shall we? How many times have you found yourself in a selfie situation? No matter how much you try to push, pull, or shove, things just don't work the way you think they should. It's frustrating, isn't it? It makes you want to scream. to tear everything down and start over again. But that's where you're wrong. You can't just force it. You can't just make things happen the way you want them to, no matter how much you try to plan, how much you try to control the outcome. That's the first trick your mind plays on you, convincing you that you're in charge of everything. But reality doesn't work that way, does it? It has this delightful little habit of throwing curveballs when you least expect it. And let's be honest, you don't really have control over any of it. Not really. Sure, you can try to steer the ship, but at the end of the day, there's a whole ocean out there you don't have a damn thing to do with. You see, people love the idea of control. Control gives them a false sense of security. It's easy to think, if I do this and then that, and check this off my list, everything will work out. But the minute something goes wrong, it's like the world just laughs in your face. It's not about control. It's never been about control. It's about letting go. That's right, letting go. It's funny how that word sounds, isn't it? Let go. It's like a dirty little secret no one wants to talk about. But once you get past that ridiculous idea that you can control every little thing, that's when the real magic happens. Let's take a step back here. What's all this stress, all this pressure really getting you? Let me guess, a heap of disappointment, frustration, maybe a little burnout on the side. That's what happens when you keep trying to do everything yourself. The harder you grip, the more it slips away from you. It's like trying to hold on to water. You can squeeze all you want, but you're never going to catch it. So why even try? It's exhausting, it's draining. And yet so many people keep doing it. They keep holding on to that illusion of control as if it's going to save them. But you know what? It doesn't. It never does. It's a trap. A cage of your own making. Now, let's talk about this little concept of trust. Trust isn't something you can fake. It's not about convincing yourself that you have it all under control. Trust is the real deal. It's not about knowing the future or having the answer to every question that pops up. It's about knowing that even when things feel like they're falling apart, there's something bigger than you working in the background. And that's where it gets tricky, right? You can't see it. You can't touch it. It's invisible like air. But just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not real. Just because you can't feel it doesn't mean it's not holding everything together. And here's the kicker: trusting doesn't mean sitting around and doing nothing. No. Trusting means you do what you can with what you have and let go of the outcome. You take action, but you don't obsess over it. You don't micromanage every little step. You put in the work, but then you take a step back and let life unfold as it's meant to. You let go of that insane need for control. Because the truth is, you can't control anything. Not the people around you. Not the outcome of your work. Not even the next moment. It's all a big cosmic joke and we're just playing along. But here's the beautiful part: once you stop trying to control everything, once you release the grip you've had on your life, that's when the real magic happens. That's when you start to see the pieces fall into place in ways you never could have planned for. It's like opening a door to a room full of possibilities you never knew existed. You stop trying to force everything to go your way, and instead you start seeing that maybe, just maybe, there's a better way to get there than you could have ever imagined. The beauty of letting go is that it frees you. It allows you to experience life without the weight of perfection, without the pressure to get everything right. When you surrender, you release yourself from the exhausting cycle of trying to control every outcome. You stop fighting the current and start swimming with it. You stop exhausting yourself by trying to make everything fit your narrow view of how it should be, and instead, you open yourself up to the wild, unpredictable, messy beauty of what's actually unfolding. So here's the question: why keep fighting? Why keep pushing against the flow? Why keep trying to control something that's beyond your grasp? Let go. Surrender to the process. You'll be amazed at how much lighter you feel when you do. You'll be amazed at how much more you accomplish, not by forcing it, but by trusting that the pieces will fall into place when they're meant to. It's not about you anymore. It's about letting life do its thing while you do yours. All right, you want to talk about giving up control, about letting go, huh? Funny thing about control, it's like trying to hold onto a snake. The more you squeeze, the more it slips through your fingers. But let's think about it for a second, shall we? We've all been taught, from the moment we could understand words, that if we just work hard enough, if we just push a little bit more, the universe will bend to our will. The more we force it, the better the result. The harder we push, the faster we climb. Doesn't that sound nice? The problem is, the world doesn't really work like that, does it? We're just too busy playing with our little toys, thinking we're masters of the game. The truth is, life doesn't give a damn about your little plans. It doesn't care how hard you try. And the best part, it's all perfectly designed to make you realize that you're not in control. Not of anything. Not of your time, not of your job, not of your relationships, not even of yourself. Control is an illusion, a little lie you keep telling yourself to feel safe. But deep down, you know it's a joke. What happens when you finally let go? When you finally stop pretending that you have a hand in everything? People will tell you that you've given up like it's some kind of defeat. But let me tell you something, letting go isn't giving up. It's about freedom. It's about realizing that no matter how much you scramble, no matter how much you try to keep everything in line, it's not in your hands. It never was. And the sooner you accept that, the sooner you stop being a prisoner of your own expectations, the sooner you'll feel the relief that comes with surrender. It's like standing on a cliff, knowing that the jump won't kill you, that the fall is just part of the ride. You can scream all you want, you can fight it, you can try to grab hold of something, but eventually you're going to fall. That's life, you don't control it. You can't control the jump, but you can control how you fall. You can control how you land. But you know what most people do? They grasp for anything they can hold on to. They latch onto things that have no business being in their hands. They try to control other people, their jobs, their futures, their friends. The harder they try, the tighter they grip, the more the universe laughs in their face. It's like trying to hold a balloon underwater. The harder you try to keep it submerged, the quicker it's going to pop up right in your face. It's not about grip. It's about release. You want to hold everything tight because you think it'll give you stability. But that's where the mess begins. I let go of the need to control it. You don't own it. You never did. The moment you realize that, it's like someone threw open the windows and let some fresh air in. You stop fighting, you stop stressing, and you start moving with the flow. You start letting life carry you instead of trying to drag it behind you. And here's the thing, when you finally surrender to the idea that not everything is in your hands, something crazy happens. The pieces fall into place. But they don't fall the way you imagine. No, they fall the way they were meant to fall. You know why? Because life isn't a puzzle that you're supposed to solve. It's a dance. It's a messy, unpredictable, beautiful mess that you can't control. You're just part of it. And when you stop trying to bend the world to your will, you start to see things fall into place. You start to see that maybe, just maybe, everything was always meant to unfold this way. You just needed to stop fighting it. Let go of the reins. Let go of the false belief that you're the one holding everything together. I mean, let's face it, it's hard to trust, right? Trusting is scary. It's not something we're born with. It's something you have to learn. You're taught to trust the system, trust the people around you, trust your skills. But in reality, most of the time the system's broken, people are unreliable, and your skills, they're only going to get you so far. What you really need to trust is the process, the unknown, the unpredictable, the messy chaos of life. You have to trust that the universe has a plan, even if you can't see it. And that's terrifying, isn't it? That's the real kicker. The trust you're looking for isn't in the people around you, it's in life itself. It's in the idea that everything, the good and the bad, has a purpose. That it's all leading you somewhere, even if it doesn't look like it now. You might not have the answers, but when you let go of the need to figure it all out, when you stop thinking that you have to control every damn thing, you'll realize that you were never supposed to have all the answers. You're just supposed to experience the ride. You see, letting go doesn't mean doing nothing. It means knowing when to act and knowing when to step back. You act when you're called to act, and you step back when you're called to step back. You can't force your way into every situation. You can't muscle your way through everything. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is nothing at all. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is sit back and trust the journey. It's about being present in the moment, not fighting the current, but riding it. You're not supposed to have all the answers. You're just supposed to experience it. You're supposed to be in it. Surrender. It's not the end, it's the beginning. The beginning of freedom. The beginning of peace. The beginning of something beautiful that you didn't see coming. So let go. Let the pieces fall where they may. And watch how everything aligns, not the way you planned it, but the way it was meant to be.